Resume live. Resume live. 3:30 in the morning. I'm going live. I can't help finding that strange. Yeah, yeah. 3:30 in the morning. I'm going live. I can't help finding that strange. Yeah, yeah. That's it. Sample text. User 1020 in the building. JD in the building. What's that? What's that? Oh, D-E-U-Y? Dewey. Dew. I don't know what that is. Dew. Oh, Devi in the building. Dot in the building. What's that? BWC in the building. British Stinks in the building. Arabic Writing in the building. Persian in the building. Cindy Cinderella in the building. Veronica Davis in the building. Nancy in the building. User 555 in the building. What's that? Lou J in the building. Jamaica London in the building. Tad in the building. Amy in the building. Tina in the building. Liam Taylor in the building. Dana in the building. User 63, user 555 in the building. Kerry Hancock's in the building. Samuel Marshall in the building. User 244 in the building. Mont in the building. Sam Fullerton in the building. Joe in the building. Shelley Summit in the building. 125 in the building. B1 in the building. Paul Hon in the building. Bojangle in the building. C1 in the building. SI in the building. Paulina B in the building. BFF, the BFF in the building. XA in the building. Gift in the building. Rachie in the building. BB Bly in the building. Irene in the building. Fallon Rich Car in the building. Missy in the building. User 53 in the building. Ads in the building. Mortola in the building. Phoenix in the building. Trini in the building. B1G in the building. Ja in the building. Frederica in the building. Raphael Reed in the building. DMA in the building. J Ash in the building. User 8522. Queenie in the building. Polly in the building. Janice in the building. Patrick Hogan in the building. 2 in the building. Thelma Watson in the building. Tommy in the building. Was that Alan Bypass using in the building? Faceless in the building. User 26 in the building. Was that Lillian in the building? Marta in the building. Steve in the building. Liam Wall in the building. Debbie in the building. Debbie in the building. Noble in the building. Was that Rummager in the building? Brandon Susan in the building. Regs in the building. CPM in the building. James Duncan 1 in the building. Tess in the building. JS in the building. Paula in the building. P times 2 in the building. Joanna in the building. Nicole Nastais in the building. Missy in the building. Pip Pops in the building. FDHZ in the building. 19BS in the building. Maka in the building. Michael Carton in the building. M. Dot in the building. Was that Comshot? Lillian in the building. Mason Jackson in the building. Bento in the building. Morgan in the building. Ibs in the building. Steve in the building. Yazad in the building. Zayad in the building. 30 in the building. Feelings in the building. Darren in the building. Rewrites in the building. Barry in the building. CG in the building. CGH in the building. 1RT in the building. John Zark in the building. KB7617 in the building. Bridge Burke in the building. Ant in the building. What's that? I don't know. SX in the building. Laura in the building. 20 Braffa in the building. Atlanta in the building. Charlotte in the building. So they cat, I couldn't see that. Helen McGurty in the building. Constance in the building. WKOM in the building, Gunchester Kid in the building, B1 in the building, Sutton in the building, Frida in the building, Official James Furious in the building, Kade in the building, Julie UZ in the building, Rimok in the building. Okay, Zubar in the building. Layla, IB4 in the building. Lydia in the building. That's a Till the building. Ryan Dool in the building. Okay, let's get a start. Okay, what we got here now? Yeah? So Nate, the big fight everyone was waiting for. Nate Paul goes the distance. Yeah? Jake came in on the tank. Yeah, that was good, man. He came in on the motherfucking tank. And then when he got off, there was some big guy. He just kind of put his hand on his shoulder and jumped down. Yeah. So, before I even watched the fight myself, I was watching on someone else's channel. He was commentating. It was like, he said, what kind of fight is this? I'm not following this stuff no more. It was like he was going to switch off. But he said the people have tuned in to watch me commentate, so I can't do it. He was disappointed. He was with his two sons, and they couldn't believe it. But when I watched the fight, it was some funny fight, but it wasn't as bad as he was going on. But then I guess, it wasn't a proper fight. And at the end, he was asking Nate certain things, and it was like, well, he was saying some personal stuff, and then what was the words? Basically, to the effect, it's not a real fight. So why is he getting personal for? Yeah? And then he would walk off in the fight, looking out the ring. It was very strange, man. Now, Paul got some good hooks, and none of them was throwing punches properly. Yeah? First time I kind of saw Nate Diaz, in MMA, it was like, this guy's a boxer. That's what I thought. He's a boxer. He's not really, I never see him kicking. I never really see him taking anyone down. Every time I see him, it was boxing he was doing. But then when I saw him yesterday, it was almost like he couldn't throw punches properly. So maybe it was just a fixed fight. And, Paul wasn't throwing punches properly. He's got some good hooks, and but then sometimes the way he loads up the punch looks kind of amateurish. Yeah? Do you inject? Do you smoke, B? Nope, I don't smoke. I don't inject. I was to say, allergy, TBJ in the building, TBJCAW in the building. There's a submarine in the building. Header in the building. Baby T in the building. Yeah. So, at the end of the day, it just seemed to be a spectacle to keep everyone occupied. It's not really a serious fight. And then, some of the people were saying, oh, you're a legend. They were interviewing him, that being Nate Diaz, you're a legend. They said, what's next? He said he doesn't know. It's up to his people. Maybe he'll do another MMA fight. Maybe he'll do boxing. It all depends. And then, even in the fight, which I thought was quite good, Paul would hit him and he would pretend he's going to collapse or something. But he knew he was just joking. This guy can absorb a lot of punishment. Dude just loves pain. Just loves pain. Most people hate pain. Nate Diaz hates pain. He said, and that's not what he said. He said, usually after a fight I'm bleeding. I'm not even bleeding. Yeah, I don't know what's going on because I've seen Paul like throw some hard shots, and he didn't seem to do that yesterday. Throw shots with real venom. When he came after Floyd, whichever one of them it was, came after Floyd, real venom. Then when he knocked out, what's that guy's name? Tyron Woodley, yeah? Throw the punch with real intention. Nobody said he was going like that. He's going like that, he's signalling, whatever. When he threw the punch, it was a proper punch. But the punches yesterday, it was some joke fight, man. It was some joke fight, yeah? But I don't know, people just seem to need a spectacle. Like, Americans just seem to be very rowdy. And then even they was in the ring being interviewed, and Nate Diaz was being interviewed, and then like a fight was breaking out between photographers. Between two people, which shouldn't be fighting, was like they was going to start fighting in the ring. I don't know, man, it's crazy. What's that say? Mazia in the building. Okay, what else we got here now? Some good question they asked. Okay. Now this is what I'm saying. When Dylan White got in a situation with this illegal substances, they said he's gonna fight. They said AJ will fight Andy Ruiz. All of a sudden now, Andy Ruiz is out of the picture, and now it's Derek Chisora. I mean, you don't even know what to believe. Is he fighting Andy Ruiz or is he fighting Derek motherfucking Chisora? I mean, yesterday he was fighting Andy Ruiz. Now that's gone. It's Derek Chisora. What the fuck's that all about? Thomas in the building. Yeah, I mean that's like I was saying. I was saying like what they call the summer. There's gonna be no fights, and then it's all about Saudi Arabia in the winter. Yeah, I mean no heavyweight fights have gone down. We've gone through April, May, June, July. Now we're August. What is it? August the 7th, and there's no real proper hint of a heavyweight clash. Yeah, every single name. God, cause why not? God, cause why not? Yeah, in the building. Now, every single fight they propose in the heavyweight division, what happens? It just evaporates into thin air. Every single fight, nothing comes of it. What we got here now? Okay. I mean, apart from that, yeah. I mean, we all think AJ will beat Derek Chisora. But I don't know, man. I think Derek Chisora is more than just a fight. It's his character. He comes in, he's wearing his Del Boy mask, yeah. And it's just him, people want to go and see him, see what he does next. Yeah, remember he was pulling the opponent's hand. Was it Pulev? Doing all this stuff. And he broke Pulev down before he even got into the ring. Pulev just wanted to get out of it. Was it Pulev? I think it was Pulev. Yeah? And then the time when he threw the table. That's what people want to see. Assad in the building. That's what people want to see with Derek Chisora. I mean, that guy could fill Wembley Stadium. Yeah? TKW1 in the building. Codex, Frigate, Mighty Toonami in the building. What's that? Metagenic, Bella, whatever. Metagenic, Belly. What's that? Alicia, Sean Pat in the building. I mean, I don't think that Derek Chisora could beat Anthony Joshua. Derek Chisora could beat Anthony Joshua. Especially now Anthony Joshua is more thoughtful. Yeah? We should just kind of keep him at distance and box him off. Yeah? Easier said than done. Okay, what else? Okay, we've got a situation now. Eddie Hearn versus John Fury. Yeah? Tyson Fury's dad. So, this is what he said. John Fury gets into arguments with everyone and takes off his shirt and does nothing. But I will be the first person that does. Yeah. That's what Eddie Hearn said, yeah? John Fury gets into arguments with everyone and then takes off his shirt and does nothing. But I will be the first person that does. Whoa. Boy. Shit's kicking off, man. I mean, he does that, doesn't he? He does do that. Always tearing off his shirt like he's gonna fight. Yeah. Then even in the last Saudi Arabia appointment outing, you know, he was going off. And then son Tyson had to cool him down. Then he goes, I don't care. The next person I'm gonna knock out. I'm knocking out the next person. I'm knocking out the next person. I mean, John Fury's not a joke, you know. I believe he done 11 years for pulling out someone's eye, for tearing someone's eye out the socket. Yeah? So, you know what I mean? You don't want to get on the wrong side of him. But Eddie Hearn said he's not having it. I mean, like, as far as I know, when I was speaking to Eddie Hearn about boxing, he said he tried, but it wasn't any good. So, maybe he's done a bit of boxing. Yeah? So he said he's not having it, man. Hopefully it won't come to blows. Because if it does, you know, it won't be a proper boxing match. It'll be just kick off out of nowhere. Yeah? And now Eddie Hearn said that. Now John Fury feels he has to step to Eddie and say, what did you say? Come and do it, prove it, whatever the case may be. Yetta in the building. Hello, Yetta. You alright? Michaela, Diane, Ty. Yeah, okay. I mean, John Fury was a professional boxer, man. I was trying to watch some of his fights, and I saw him with the fight against Henry Akinwande. Yeah? I mean, he lost the fight, but Henry Akinwande went on to be world champion, so... I mean, at that time, I think Britain had about 3 heavyweight champions. Henry Akinwande, Lennox Lewis, Frank Bruno. Yeah, Britain was heavy. Okay. We've got here now. Yeah, we've got Antonio Tava goes in on Derek James, Trainer of the Year. And all of that was not ready for Terence Bud Crawford. No head movement, feet all over the place. Yeah? Yeah, so Antonio Tava was being interviewed. Proper attitude, like Derek James. He's just got Trainer of the Year. He wasn't ready, man. He had no head movement. He had no coordination. But like, what can you do? You know, Errol Spence fight how Errol Spence fights. I mean, he definitely wasn't ready for Crawford, really. Because, like, he threw some overhand and then straight away, bang. Crawford replied, and you could tell he was shocked. Like, no one ever done that to him before. Salome in the building. JJ in the building. Aaron Torres in the building. What else we got here now? Okay, so we always have this age-old argument, yeah? But basically, someone on Instagram said, who would win, Fury or Lewis? Yeah? With Tyson Fury versus Lennox Lewis, who would win? And then it's always the same thing. We go to the comments, you read, it's always this thing about, this generation's boxers are not as good as the older generation. There's always this generation gap stuff, yeah? And then everyone started naming different boxers they like and said, this current generation could not beat the last generation. And then one person was saying Tyson Fury couldn't beat Lennox Lewis, Tyson Fury couldn't beat Tyson Fury couldn't beat Evander Holyfield. Yeah, name 4 people. Lennox Lewis, Mike Tyson, Holyfield, and there was someone else. Can't remember. But whoever it was, it can't beat no one. Yeah, now, I don't know, man. Could Tyson Fury beat Lennox Lewis? I don't know, it's hard to say. Yeah? I don't know, it's hard to say. Yeah? I mean, Lennox Lewis might catch up with him. Yeah? But about this question about none of these current heavyweights, none of these current heavyweights could live with the older heavyweights, yeah? So Deontay Wilder couldn't do nothing if he was in the 60s, 70s or 80s, yeah? Deontay Wilder couldn't do nothing, Anthony Joshua couldn't do nothing, Tyson Fury couldn't do nothing, Usyk couldn't do nothing. There's just this thing. Back in my day, lad, in my times, in our generation, back in our time, mate, you know what I mean? Back in the day, mate, you know what I mean? This current generation of heavyweights, they ain't no good. That kind of attitude. I dispute that. I think Tyson Fury would have been good in all of those eras. Would have been good in the 60s, would have been good in the 70s, would have been good in the 80s. Yeah? He was a 1658. Now, a lot of people won't like what I'm going to say or agree with what I'm going to say. But to me, like Tyson Fury is the new Muhammad Ali. Yeah? Tyson Fury is the new Muhammad Ali, yeah? If you look at how he fights, he's perfect, man. Perfect jab, perfect, got footwork, fantastic defenses. For his size, he's got great feet, he moves around so well. Like, defenses, slipping punches, blocking punches like Canelo, but he's like 6'9", yeah? Rave in the building. Rave or Ravi in the building. Yeah? Let's say. Leighton Cooper in the building. What's that? So like I'm saying, for me, Tyson Fury could live in any era. Yeah? He's got the style, he's got the offensive, he's got the defensive. He could live in any era. Who could tell me Tyson Fury couldn't fight and do well in the 60s or the 70s or the 80s? Yeah? and do well in the 60s or the 70s or the 80s. Yeah? Or the 90s. Or now, you know what I mean? I mean, you could outbox any of them. Yeah, I'm not saying he'd be the best or whatever, but he's definitely good enough to live in any of those eras. Yeah? If Tyson Fury, like, was in Sonny Liston's generation, what would he do? He's box, man. He's stick and move. 1, 2, keep moving. If he was around the 60s, current heavyweights, he would have survived. If he was in the 70s, Ali, imagine Tyson Fury fighting Ali. Yeah? They got the same style. So what the fuck's going to happen?